God, it's Mami Ajwa from West Hills Malls. Well, listeners, we have Mami Ajwa from West Hills Malls, live and direct. Mami Ajwa, in your absence, we married you off. Malik in Adenta should be jubilating by now. That's it. That's it. Well, welcome back, Isaac James in Abokobi. Tawfiq, I see you. Let me quickly add from Tough Mats before I get in trouble. In Akwetia, I see you. Good evening to you too, Walanyo. Are the Canadians in there? Governor in USA. What am I between us? Malik says, yeah, Mami Ajwa's back. Felix from Ho is seated and waiting. Nana Kwesi is present, representing live. Ohenibaya from Tema Community 9. While you're in Community 9, you want to greet Ajman Joseph for us? Yes, please tell Malik I'm back for good. That's a good buzz for the beginning of the show. Alex says, good to know you're back for good. Claire Okanse says, Nana, it's been a while. Welcoming you back. All the prodigals are coming home tonight. They're coming home to a very, very good show too. The expensive cost of free. The very expensive cost of free. Laurentia Inungwa, I see you. Good evening. William Thomason, Patience George, Nana Ansah Kwao IV, crew from the Peninsula Resort. We've been told. Playtime is over. Don't have much to say today, but a lot to ponder about. And folks, we start the way we start. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting will always glorify the hunter. You know, I'll say that again. Well, folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa. Currently, the only republic within the republic that refuses to leave in the Yaka Republic. And I say, thank God it's Monday. Another wonderful opportunity. Another wonderful opportunity which we do not take for granted. Great minds have gathered and seated. Patriots have gathered and seated. Nation lovers have gathered and seated. And we will debate. We may agree, sometimes disagree, but we do it agreeably with no insult or foul language. How we manage to do it, all thanks to you. And we do this every Monday at this time. We meet up here at this time. So make it a point to tune in to Joy 99.7 FM every Monday. Our topic today, the expensive cost of free. The expensive cost of free. Let us all gather and make truth good. Folks, this week, and the week leading up to this week has been Manifesto Comparison Week. Manifesto comparisons are going on, and I've been listening and wondering with concern. In fact, with a great deal of concern. And as you know, if you paid attention to this, so we always find an angle that's of a conversation that's either overlooked or, been missed. And then we go back and point a finger in that direction and say, let's pay attention to this angle because maybe it's been missed. And I want us to pay attention to two things. You may also have observed something that you want to add, but I'll bring my two things forward. Folks, each manifesto has hundreds, literally hundreds of promises, of which tens and tens and tens of policies that are free. They are reduced or suspended taxes, and we seem to rate them based on who's giving us more free. The parties themselves gloat. We have more free than they have more free. Even we thought of it, sometimes I've heard this argument, that we even thought of this, giving this free first. Last Saturday on Samson show, I said, "Oh, you stole my idea because you stole my idea. You copied me, and that's where we've got into the competition to put more free stuff, folks. And we seem to rate them who's giving us more free. Folks, the expensive cost of free is no joke. Not too long ago, folks, during the COVID era, right here on this show, we did 2 shows, I remember, 2 shows, cautioning that when the bill for these free COVID items comes, we would rather wish for the COVID itself. And we were true. When they landed us with the bill, it was no joke. During that period, folks, there was free food, free water, free salaries. All the other free stuff was added onto us. And we have our almighty free education lurking in the background, king of the frees. As much as we enjoy the free, folks, the cost to us is too much. Folks, one thing about free is that it may go to a specific group of people. Specific group who may benefit. But those who pay, really, those who pay more, may not even directly benefit from whatever it is free that is being given out. And when the cost of free comes, folks, we all pay. Particularly those in the formal or the structural sectors who really don't depend on the free. You will pay for the free. The other painful part, folks, the other very painful part is you can't actually quantify the exact amount of the free. How much free services were given, how much free goods were given. You just get the bill. We gave this X amount of free, and so you pay for it. And sometimes you sit back and you think, surely you couldn't have given this amount. But ubetia. And that's the cost of free. So this is how it works, folks. Politicians will come and say, hey, praise me, vote for me, keep me in power, bring me to power because I have giving you free goods and services. The next thing he turns around and comes back with neck-breaking bill. He says, this is for what you enjoyed for free. The very free that you were praising me for, this is the bill. The same person will turn around and bring it. High port charges, sharp levies, double taxation, duplicate taxes, whatever you want to call it, more tax, everything to pay back for the free. And folks, currently, the country is near bankrupt. Folks, currently, the country is near bankrupt from the sheer cost of free things that we have to pay. But in spite of all this that confronts us, what lies ahead, we still have more frees to enjoy as per the manifestos. And only God knows what bill they would bring next. Because somebody, folks, has to pay for free. Folks, somebody has to pay for free. Either you increase taxes or you go out borrowing. Bear in mind that now we don't have the power to go out borrowing. Now, this is my number 2. Now, maybe my Dumasa economic degree is not far-reaching enough. So this one, you would have to help me when we get onto the phones. So pay attention here. A country is a going concern, or like a going concern. It's a continuous business country. We don't look to shut down the country anytime soon today. The country must go on, and it's going on. So how can one party, folks, have about 500 promises, policies, stuff in their manifesto? Think about it. Assuming Apple gets a new CEO, big corporation, turnovers bigger than God knows what, and he says, I have 500 changes to make. How possible? Company, a running company, CEO comes in, yes, new king, new law, you tweak things a bit, but you have 500 changes to make. I mean, is there Is there nothing that one party can say that as for this program or this sector, we guarantee its continuation and success? It's fine. There's nothing to be done there. Folks, Article 37.7 of our holy 1992 Constitution is very clear that as far as practicable, a government shall continue projects and programs commenced by the previous government. So for me, I even get worried that even the MPP manifesto has too many policy changes and diversion from its current policies. So it's like, even if power changes hand, the continuation is shaky. And the way things are now, folks, per the manifestos, it's as though we are starting the country afresh. Folks, I wonder what Kwame Nkrumah had in his manifesto when he took over. But I doubt. And even he was making a clean break from British rule. But here we are, just the same democracy, just 4 years here. It was so the same systems. I mean, the same education, agri, all the systems running. And yet, you look in the book and it's like, whoa, hold on. Just say everything is not right. Nothing is right. Everything must be touched, tweaked, abolished, added on. Just say nothing in Ghana can be left alone. Say this area is fine. We don't even have to look at it. Let it go. It's not broken. We're not going to fix it. Folks, the sheer number of policies and changes and promises confirms that, we start afresh every 4 years. And maybe it's true that lack of continuation may be as a result of these manifestos, which have now been turned into maybe a temporary development agenda. And so there's no continuation. And if there's no continuation, folks, development is hard. I told you the story of Adenta Community School. MPP starts one, doesn't finish. NDC starts one, doesn't finish. And so you have literally side by side 2 uncompleted schools, because I won't touch yours. And I think maybe this is a bit of, our fault. Maybe this is our fault. But the hard truth, folks, the hard truth is that those who really have the numbers to decide who becomes president or which party rules, they like the free. And those of you who will pay for the free are in the minority. And therein lies the dilemma. So when these books and documents are put together, the minority is not necessarily in focus. Let us go for those who would come and give us the numbers to get power. And that's where we are. The culture of free is collapsing the country. The culture of slamming every 4 years, you have a whole Bible. And every sector in the Bible is touched, tweaked, peaked, whatever it is. So every 4 years, we're literally starting afresh. So as we hit this campaign era and political season and everything, maybe these are some of the conversations we should have to see how do we go on. Article 37.7 is telling us to go back to us, because after the day, it's not your money. The school wasn't your school. The money is not your money. So just continue the school for those whose money it is to carry on the school. No, I won't touch it. I'll start my own school. I also don't finish well, then I also won't touch it. But then we are left in the middle, paying this huge price. We are left in the middle. So this is the conversation I want us to have today. But I don't know. With regards to this manifesto thing, maybe the guys, imani phone BT I'm afraid. Is it a norm? Maybe Kenya. Is it a norm that every 4 years you bring a whole Bible where everything in the country should be touched or changed or tweaked? To the extent that even those in power who are hoping to retain power also bring out a Bible, think is, hey, what's happened to your old Bible? Just say, was it not good enough? Was it not good enough? So if we don't get that continuation, how do we develop? And if free is what will bring us into power, considering the bill ahead of us now, 700 billion or whatever it is that we are in debt, and we are adding more free, where are we heading? To $1 trillion worth of free things to pay for? And to be paid for by those of you who import things and come to the harbor, those of you who your salaries, those of you in a structured economy. And it's making life unbearable. Folks, let's talk. Who's my first caller?
Yes, my name is Benjamin Adenta.
Benjamin, let me hear you.
Yeah, you started on a good note.
And then I ended on a bad note.
Yeah, I want to say that from what you're saying, if nobody brings a manifesto to promise the free things, then there will be no democracy. So then what we would have, for me, which I think we should have, is an administrator. We don't need a president. Look at, we have a president, Galamsey, nothing is being done. So for me, I think just an administrator is enough for this country. The National Development Planning Commission was a very great idea, but that again was turned into another political, pitch by the politicians, and we don't have a plan. So everybody comes, wants to do what they want to do, promising free things. The COVID that you referred us to, and for me, I think that we need free things. Ghana should be a socialist state, because we pay taxes, develop the country for us, give us things. Why am I saying this? If you take a look at the COVID-19, we were given a lot of money. World Bank gave us $100 million. U.S. Embassy gave us 24-point-something million. We got a lot, billions, free of charge. So they're supposed to use that money to take care of us and not come and say because it gave us things during COVID. I didn't even get anything in the first place. But because it gave people things, now you are taxing people. It doesn't make sense to me, So I think that, yes, free things are good. And we're supposed to be giving things for free. When they come and they drive in Land Cruisers, and do you know that parliamentarians, the president's relatives, who open businesses is part of the Hansard? Yeah, the records are there. They don't pay taxes. When they are going to build a hotel, $200 million of taxes, give to them free of charge. They get everything free. Indeed, when they spread it, we can all get things very free in this country. So for me, I think that, yes, those things that are free there, we are paying for them. And if our resources are managed well by just an administrator, we don't need a president with about 1,000 staffers. We don't need that. Then Ghana can really move forward. Thank you.
Benjamin, thank you very much. Let me correct myself as Article 35.7. Article 35.7. Enshrined in the Constitution that every government should continue what the previous one did. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Nana. This is Stephen Jumpo from Koforidua.
Hey, nice talking to you. Let me hear you.
Yes. Nana, it is very sad, very, very sad. This issue of free, everything is coming to us free. And Nana, look at our waters. A documentary run by Joy FM this morning.
It's very heartbreaking.
Our waters. Now, we have to import water. And import it from where? Which country? Some countries should not be allowed to engage in galamsey and should preserve their waters so that they can process good waters for us to enjoy. And it is, for me, I believe that I think if we allow the military to take over and normalize things, rewrite the constitution and change certain things, because Nana, we are suffering. Free. We are suffering. At the end of the day, you will come and pay. The taxes you are paying was as a result of the free we enjoyed during those free food given to students to eat free. We are giving free light, free everything, and we are now paying for it.
Stephen, thank you very much for that call. You see, this military sentiment thing, I think what we really want is a firm leader, not necessarily somebody in camouflage. Within an ISC form. Anytime somebody talks about coup and military, I don't think necessarily a soldier, but somebody who is firm, bold, disciplined. Say, no, this is it. And hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, good evening, Nana.
Shem, let me hear you.
Let me take it from your last point.
Sure.
I would also take it from the place you took off.
Mm-hmm.
No artisans now, within the military hierarchy in Ghana, no military person can do a coup, especially when it comes to the higher echelons, because it is by presidential appointment you are going to get your post. Now, the people we expect them to do the coup, they're not going to do because they're the one-star generals. They are equally enjoying the benefits and the things, just like the ministers and the MPs are also enjoying it. So even if he's going to take something, just like Fry Lieutenant Rollins did, he wasn't a senior officer, he was a very junior officer. So he needs to start from within, not at the top. That is a different point. Now, when it comes to the main substantive issue, Africa, we need to start setting good examples. And the best example in the whole world was Libya. Libya was a country that had no debt or mining the cow because the oil reserves and oil like the citizens enjoy it. But we all sat down, watched the West destroy a country of ideal status. And then look at what's happening in Libya. We all don't understand how it works. God in His infinite knowledge put mineral resources under you. You mine them. Use you. Nafabo bra. Wo mo be a fixed price. And will be catch us say beton world price need say. Meanwhile, when he built his Range Rover, I don't know fixed price. So until we understand that, we need to cut ties with the West if it doesn't serve us any beneficial purpose. Why do we mine resources yet still want to pay taxes? So go the year two over the years now and so are buying beer. How can my one CD in my pocket help you run the country? It is a fallacy. You get it? Let us awaken to this mentality. Say resources no way as but if no administration has come to realize that these things don't benefit us the state, let us cut ties. Let us take that radical change. Let us make that choice that would help the whole African continent and perhaps even Ghana. But we hear them. We hear the rhetoric. You leave the foreigners to come and do their so-called tax holidays. You give them tax holidays, and then you come chasing indigenous Ghanaians for taxes, meager taxes. Let me say, meager taxes. When you have to mind better cost. Now we'll go now to I want to me in summary, that's why I say, any forward-thinking Ghanaian, planning not to vote this election, it is a lie. Please step out to your numbers and go, but vote out MPP, Allen and NDC, and we just might be on that radical change. Let us do this for ourselves. Don't sit in your house and say, and about the crime don't choose amongst the two and then try to claim that please, that is not the case. Let us look outside of them and let us set ourselves free. Thank you very much, Anna.
Thank you very much too, my brother. And who's talking to me?
Good evening, Anna. Trust you're doing well.
I'm very well.
Yeah, as I heard you saying that somebody should throw some greetings to me, I realize that my very good friend has mastered me. Not putting my message across.
You see now?
Anna, looking to you critically, I came across some very important points.
Sure.
And what I realized is that the campaign which is going on, there are some three things that is going on. One, continuity is one. Throwing that into our eyes is another. And the third one is beating more than they can chew. And it's very sad that these politicians are come to serve themselves and their party rather than the Ghana government. Or they are come to serve themselves rather than we Ghanaians. If somebody will come and start a housing project, an affordable housing project, and it's not able to complete, and another party will come and also start his, which he knows very well that he cannot complete. then they are toying with our lives. Eh? And if you look at our economy, they know definitely that they cannot, make this economy to be good within 8 hours, 4 years or 8 years. But they talk as if within some few years, they can change this economy to be like Malaysia or Canada or America. Understand? So it looks as if they are trying with our lives. You see, the lawyers, the lawyers, they said themselves so much that when you are going to swear, they give you, when you are going in for a statement or witness, they give you a Bible or Quran. Why wouldn't we give it to these politicians to swear that what I'm coming to say, I will do if I don't do such a thing or that should happen to me? So for me, I think they are getting what they can chew, and they are taking us for granted. So it's up to us to think for ourselves. It's a great presentation. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ajiman Joseph. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Hi, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
This is Justice. It's been a while. How are you?
I'm very well, Justice.
Very good. Yeah. So, Nana, the truth is that free is sweet. Free things are sweet. However, I think Ghana, we are not there yet. We are not there yet at all. But the politicians deceive us with free things because of a number of things. One, they know that the level of illiteracy in Ghana is so high, so people will dance along the free slogan. Secondly, I don't think that the masses, we have been angry enough at our politicians when they deceive us, waste our resources by not completing projects that one government starts, and then they just let it go west. So I think that we, the masses, are part of this. They know, Ghanaians, you say free and everybody will follow. You say free. And they are damn liars. They know they can't fulfill all the things that they are mentioning, but they will say it, and at the end of the day, will come and say something else. So I think just as one caller said, we should be looking outside NDP and NDC and maybe bring a third force. Thank you, Nana.
Thank you very much. But I mean, I think for every country there should be some level of free for some people. There should be some free. You can't say you live in a country and absolutely the state will not help anybody at all. No. That will also be irresponsible. But I'm just saying that I think we stretch it a bit too far. We stretch the free a bit too far. And to add to my friend Benjamin, yes, the state should, give things for free. But that's when the state is making the money, you see. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, this is Delphine calling from Accra Central.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yes. I think one problem you have is the Constitution, the way it has been framed. The Constitution gives too much power to the president. He comes to power and elects, apart from his cabinet, he also appoints people to head various institutions. And when that happens, when he comes, he thinks only of satisfying his party members. And because of the fact that he is free to come with a manifesto, he comes and promises all kinds of things. And once that power is given to him, he chooses the people according to maybe those who are loyal to him. So long as we change the Constitution, whereby the president must not only choose his cabinet from his party, we are not going anywhere. The same thing will continue. When the next party comes, he comes and appoints his own people to various places, and then, they just go ahead and just please themselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And hello, who's talking to me?
Nana Kwesi.
Nana Kwesi. The same way there. We hear what you travel so far.
The Constitution, the part where you mentioned, see, in the same cause, I've heard far too many of these two parties quote also the aspect whereby it doesn't make it mandatory for the government to continue what the predecessor started. So the Constitution has always been the bedrock of a lot of our problems. So probably, I'm listening. You want to add something?
Yeah, maybe you're right, because it says as far as practicable.
Exactly. So you see,
but like a school. I mean, how unpracticable is it for you not to continue a school?
Nana, you see, what they are doing is, I won't continue for you to come and take the glory. It's all about the vote for them. You are not in this country. Haven't you heard how many times even the free SHS, we all know that Mahama was doing progressively free. And Nanadu came. You see, that is something that we call continuation. Nanadu came and said, okay, I'm doing it at all free. Right now, this government is even refusing to accept that Mahama was doing progressive. Meanwhile, even this government itself started progressively, because it started from Form 1, and then they move on, and Form 2 came in, and then they move on. But they don't want to even hear. All because of what? Their votes. Nana. So they don't want to touch anything that the predecessor started. But however, at the end of the day, whose money is it? That is what the people of Ghana, I don't understand why they are not getting this into their head. The people who are the fanfullers. Nana, whose money? When they go and take the loan, who will pay? The president, when Anadu leaves office right now, your tax will still be taking care of him till he leaves this planet Earth. No matter how mess he has put you in. You don't understand some of these things. Meanwhile, they talk about, somebody made mention how much money we made from COVID-19. You see, they never mentioned that. They mentioned, and COVID and Russia, Ukraine, but they never mentioned the money we got and how they used the money. Nana, the problem with Ghana is not lack of fund. It is how we use our money. We blow our money. We use it on things that do not bring any returns. Useless things. A lot of them are useless things. So the negatives are always outweighing the positives. And some of this is we can't celebrate. Nana, it's been far too long. Did you listen to Nana Kwame yesterday? Me, he's the one I'm voting for this year. At least he's the one who is not promising me 3 days, 3 days. Look, I've said this on this show, that I want somebody who will come to me and say that, look, I'll make this thing work. However, it will make you uncomfortable, but it's going to be paid off. It's going to pay off with time. And that he made mention of some of these things yesterday. And he said it. Look, when I start doing some of this, it will make you uncomfortable. It will pinch you, but it will pay off for the next. This is somebody who is speaking honestly to me, who is not promising me this and this and this and this just to get my vote. Look, Ghanaians, let's be sharp. Now, this is the Ghana that we have. If we continue to do NDC and NPP, don't be it's not that when they come, they don't do anything. No. But now, if the negative is always outweighing the positive, way out of line, what do you want me to celebrate? At the end of the day, if what you are doing at the top is not trickling down for me to feel it in my life and in my pocket, what are you doing? It's not the grammar that you come and speak and the GDP is just this. No, I'm buying 1 tomatoes for 5 cedis. That is my GDP, not the grammar you are writing. You get? Now, I want Ghanaians to wake up. These politicians, they are nothing without us. You are the one who makes them powerful. You are the one who puts them there. And they've realized that no matter how they mess up, you still put them there. And they keep fooling. And they keep messing us up. And you still vote for them. Just understand I'm going. If you are listening to me this evening, just understand this. So far as you keep voting for NDC and APP, I need you to understand that you are a bigger part of Ghana's problem. And when they mess us up, keep quiet, because you contributed to it. Good evening.
Good evening to you, Nana Kwesi. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Martin Luther from Laboni.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Well, I think that as some of the colleagues have expressed, the constitution needs to be reviewed. Say that some of the things that we think that are not really helping us, so we align with the contemporary issue, that will be a better enhanced governance. But what I also say is that people are saying that when a person wins, he appoints his people. But obviously, we cannot appoint your enemy to rule. People who will share with views. If we look at the small partisans of the people, MP qualifies, he wins. The next time he doesn't win, he says, I'm going independent. So some people's minds are not correct. So if everybody, the person appoints a whole thing, you can imagine what it will lead to. So obviously, people appoint people that they share their views, their philosophy, so that we have them to achieve a better result. But I think the constitution needs to be reviewed so that some of the powers of the president should be minimized, so that it all have to enhance our governance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Martin. Now, let's focus on this issue that I also raised with regards to the manifesto looking as though the country is starting afresh every 4 years. I mean, it may be a testament, is it like a confirmation of failure? How come you open the book and maybe let's say 20% or 30% of the manifesto should say that this industry is not broken, we're not fixing it. That industry is not broken, we're not fixing it. I said everything has to be touched. And that's where I find worrying, and I want to share or pick your ideas on it. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, hello, Nana. My name is Kwame.
Kwame, this constitution thing, and me per se discuss, say, how is it possible that, I mean, like every 4 years, I mean, it's like, let's start, everything is start afresh, from roads to agric, to education, to the finance, everything, has to be touched. Does it mean that nothing works in the country, or what's the implication?
Yeah, Nana. I think first of all, it is the people. We are too docile and don't demand what is our rights. I hear people talk about maybe we need the military to come in. See, the constitution has really given more power to the president than any military man will come in to do. The thing is a mindset thing. If we put our minds to it, we'll be able to do it. But somehow our minds are so selfish that we want to have it for ourselves and not for the nation. And so the constitution is there. All the things are in there. Even when you take the things in the constitution to the law court, somehow the legal brains will find a way to circumvent the same things that they are sitting there for. So it's a mindset thing. And I don't know, I've been trying to think where all this thing began. Because like you said, Nkrumah came in, he didn't jettison everything that the colonial masters left him. He continued and built upon that one. But somehow, selfishness crept in. And everybody is no longer thinking about the nation. They are thinking about what they would get, forgetting that collectively, what the other gets is also impacting on what you get. And so if you demand everything for yourself and you deprive the other person of what you also must get, that person will find a way of coming for what you have. So if we will only renew our minds, I'm very reluctant to use the word reset, because then politicians will have some political connotation at this time. But that is it. We just have to change the way we are thinking and think Ghana, not think ourselves. I mean, you just look at, when you go to the ministries, you go everywhere, the work that people are being paid to do, they demand from you before they do it. You know what? They are being paid to do that one. So the constitution is there, it's a document. But who would implement it? Those who would, we who would have to enforce. The media is even worse in all this. It's even worse. Where is the media now? The media that stood and asked Rollins, for example, when Rollins was asking about, the media came demanding about who to hand over to. And he said to hand over to whom? They didn't understand it. The power was in the people. And if the power is in you and you want to hand over, why are you going to hand over? And we demanded that the power must be handed over from us to somebody. And that's where we are now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, this is Jonas. Boom.
Jonas, let me hear you.
Well, as postulated by Abraham Lincoln, government of the people, by the people, for the people, we expect that governments and are supposed to create enabling environment for the people to excel in everything that they do. And that's what we expect, basically, from our politicians and from our governments. It's not about doling out everything for free, in any case at all. Whose money is it? It's the taxpayers' money. It's my money. And that's it. But the issue is that if you create the enabling environment for me, I'd be able to earn as much as I want to, and I'd be able to provide as much comfort for myself and for my dependents, as I should. You understand me? So I think that unfortunately, this afternoon I contributed on Lexus's program, and I said that our problem is the fact that we accept crumbs from our leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our major problem, because you see, they can't put up a building for us, some hospital for us, and we think that we should be laying, some cloth on the floor for them because they've done that. But that's not their money. They are not doing anybody any favor. And so we must be able to ask our politicians, how come we're not able to have, 25 children in the class, as compared to the number of children who are having in a class that are being tomatoed in the classroom? Those are the questions that we should be asking ourselves. And there are some very nauseating promises that we are hearing even at this stage. I don't want to go into them, but they are very, very, very nauseating. And if you're a Ghanaian, one of the things that you should be asking yourself is, how sustainable are these promises and how keepable are they? Yamemwai.
I went to visit my dad, KSM, my father, yeah. And we were talking, and he's saying that he had a friend who was a returnee. And when he came, he was all, for the people, and now he backed off. And so KSM said he asked him why. And he says he realized that the Ghana situation is like, you're walking on a bridge and you see, a group of people in the water, and they're struggling, they're drowning. And so you run and go and get a line, and you throw the line in there so that they can hold on to it for dear life. And from the water, the very guy who is drowning in the water, you rush off, get a rope, throw it out there, say, hold it, let me pull you out. And he's in the water shouting, sometimes that's the situation. Why do I say that? Folks, the Pra River is now so polluted. The Ghana water has stopped producing water to the localities. But if you like, go there and see the next political campaign from the same government who superintended over that mess, and see the number of people who come and cheer. The very people who don't have water to drink. The very people whose waters have been polluted so much. I ain't to me mombi no. O dear my campaign rally being koho. Ha ebeye fekeke. You will be amazed about the joy and the shouting and the ecstatics. They will not be worried. Say, Jack, look at our water, and you have the audacity to come here to campaign. Look at our water. You haven't even deployed soldiers or deployed the military or what. You haven't done that yet. But I'll be a campaign, and they will go. And so sometimes that's where the dilemma is. That the guy that you are trying to help is the same guy that will come up and probably give it to one in the nose. I knew if I threw it in from the beginning, the show would sound to me train. We can last minute. But if you live along that Pra area and your water, you're not getting water because of that mess, you should be really furious at authorities, and you should question them very, very hard. You should question them very hard. How dare you come here? In fact, you should fetch some of the water. I'm fancy glass. Oba say, Oba campaign wa hanom. Oba sabi esi Oba campaign say, wa no ma onye campaign. Mon sabi esi when they come now say, je nanom. Because that's what we are drinking. So, campaign. Until then. And maybe we are even lucky that the water is just brown. But hey, thank you very much for tuning in. That's my opinion every Monday right after the news. I bring a topic with Jojo, we talk about it. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwamadumasi. And until the lions have their own historians, tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Abeku was on the ones and twos. And Abeku is staying on the ones and twos. James Aveji will give you a news bulletin. Don't you even touch that dial. Next Monday, God willing, we'll be back to do this all over again.